Real Enigmas and Theories is back again with another video. Okay, all right now. It's time to get down with this esoteric breakdown of the season 3, episode 2, When We Go. But before we get into this, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and get ready to hop down in the comments so we can get the conversation started. I've told you about how the Mr. Fish and Loaves title or name connects to the Vesica Pisces, and how the shape it creates is known as the ovum, and ovum literally translates to egg. I brought this up last year when I saw this. And then took notice to this. And through an understanding of these esoteric clues and their meaning, I was able to predict that we would see more symbols in season 3. Then we got the season 3 trailers and teasers, and then we saw this. Then the premiere of episode 1 came out, and we were given even more clues to support the validity of these esoteric clues being deliberately scattered throughout the show. When they showed us the eggs in Victor's lunchbox along with an apple, now in episode 2, we hear Victor's father tell the police that he owes them a dozen. And yes, donuts come in dozens and cops eat donuts, but the egg reference definitely fits and goes perfectly with this egg plate that Tien Chen's picture is placed in. Notice how there are a dozen egg slots on this plate. And the funny thing about this particular plate is that it's a deviled egg plate. Now, deviled eggs are also known as dressed eggs, and the process is peeling the egg, scooping out the middle, and then redressing the egg on the plate. Now, why would they put this woman's picture on a deviled egg plate after her insides were scooped out and her body redressed? I mean, they already had me with the esoteric connections, but trolling Miss Lou like that was filthy, being that we literally just saw the slow walkers peel her skin and scoop her insides out, and made Boyd bear witness to it. And speaking of Boyd, did he witness the slow walkers eating the organs of Tien Chen? Why else would they reference her to a food item other than the egg and the fertility ritual? And speaking of fertility, we have Fatima also biting off the head of an eggplant. And as I've stated before, I think that somehow the fertility from the soil has been transferred into Fatima. Tien Chen was right about there being other places that they could produce food from the soil. And the soil that's all around Colony House seems to be the targeted earth for deactivated fertility. I've said this before. I think that Donna has done something to the soil to help Fatima's fertility issues. Moreover, the very first time we saw Donna was with her hands in the soil. Maybe that's why she advocated for Julie to separate from her family and go to Colony House. Maybe that's why she was happy about Fatima's pregnancy. Hell, maybe that's why she has her hands in her pockets all the time. Now, Fatima is eating rotten food and she's loving it. And I'm sure that Marielle didn't mean to eat rotten vegetables when she said that she needs to get Fatima eating again. And speaking of Fatima's prenatal appointment, check out the numbers behind the bed. Also, the drawings in the front. I know that the sign out front says high school, but it also says elementary. And what the hell is an elementary high school? Especially if these numbers and drawings suggest a kindergarten of sorts. Or this could be the building that they used to school these children in. And speaking of kindergarten, check out these pictures of babies being picked from cabbage plants. Alice Guy was one of the first female filmmakers and the creator of the very first narrative film entitled Les Fées aux Champs, which literally translates to The Cabbage Fairy. It was released in 1896, and it was about a magic fairy who can pick newborn infants from cabbage plants. I wonder if this was the inspiration for the Cabbage Patch Kids. You know, in 1984, the Cabbage Patch Kids released a 10-song album detailing a very interesting lore. The overall Cabbage Patch mythos has its roots in various practices around fertility and green plants. In Scotland, children would place cabbage leaves outside so to ask the fairies to bring them a new sibling. There is also folklore of changeling babies being grown from cabbage plants as well, and being swapped out for human babies. Jim discovers an assortment of cabbage plants and says this.
Look at this. It's growing in patches all around the lake. It's growing in patches all around the lake.
Then later on in the episode, he answers the phone for his deceased son, Thomas. You know, the one that fell off the changing table. Or as my friend Taryn Matheru would say, the changeling table. And not to mention, these cabins where they found that cabbage looked entirely too small for full-grown human beings to be living and dwelling in. So I wonder if it's some sort of cabbage fairy or if it's some sort of children out there. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Go ahead and like this video on your way out if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I drop a video or go live. Anyway, just a little something to think about while we wait on the next episode. That's all for my video today. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.